We need to talk about Binance and the Department of Justice brief that just happened. Let's dive into this. Welcome back, everyone. Before we dive into this bombshell Department of Justice news, just wanted to mention the Triple Elite Memes crew had a meme contest. And for the memers out there and for the people who, are thinking of possibly making memes, guys like this, they're doing contests. It's a lot of fun. And yes, that's right. We are going to announce the winner right now of the TEM meme contest. And the winner is Physical Bitcoin, or in this case, he's using this other account at BTC Artificial, and this is the meme that he made. Let's see, did what I could, might F around a bit more, and here we go. It's a meme directed at Swan, Corey Hanks, the Swan's uncut. What's in your basement? Anyways, interesting meme. Okay, so Physical, you're the one that won. Congratulations, Physical, for winning this competition, and unlike your tweet that was sent out here at accusing Mars of holding out the announcement, no, that was not correct. That was not correct. He actually Mars planned everything correctly, okay? And I am the one that screwed up and did not announce it on yesterday's show as I was supposed to. So again, congratulations to you, and maybe apologize to Mars for accusing him wrongly. So today started, in my case anyways, with this tweet that I saw from Bitcoin Magazine. U.S. Department of Justice to announce cryptocurrency enforcement actions today. All right, so, like right away, I knew. It was like, okay, this is going to be an interesting day. Not even an hour after that first tweet, we see this tweet from Jay Safe. There it is. The big announcement is the Binance settlement of $4 billion. And then the flurry of news started, and we started to get wind that there was going to be a Department of Justice briefing at 3 p.m. Eastern time. And let's dive into it, because essentially I'll explain at the end what my personal belief is in this matter. But it seems really interesting, right, that we get the Kraken news, right? The SEC goes after them, and then all of a sudden this gets settled today. Okay, and make no mistake, CZ has stepped down, and they've already hired an interim CEO. Anyways, let's dive into this, because it is I think it's pretty significant. I'll explain at the end why I think this is significant. Anyways, Binance got huge due to U.S. customers. That was illegal, U.S. says. Binance targeted growth in the U.S. market, especially among VIP users who drove the exchange's trading volume and thus its revenue. As much as 30% of the exchange's web traffic originated in the U.S. When CZ learned about this, he said Binance should block IP addresses and implement know your customer requirements because it's better than losing everything. CZ and Binance squirreled away their most valuable U.S. customers through an API that allowed them to keep using the main exchange, according to the government. In June 2019, CZ and other high-ranking Binance officials encouraged the high-value U.S. clients to conceal and obfuscate their U.S. connections. By September 2020, some 16% of the main exchange's customer base came from the U.S., making it Binance's most important country despite its prohibitions. The following month, Binance relabeled its corresponding pie chart, replacing the United States user base label with unknown. These customers generated trillions of dollars in transactions for Binance and generated $1.6 billion in profit between August 2017 and October 22nd. So keep in mind, right? Binance is just a giant shitcoin trading casino where they had this thing, one of the many different types of projects that they had, but one of them that they had was this incubator where they would essentially help projects along and of course, help provide marketing and liquidity for the token. So this was all the majority of it just complete pump and dump schemes, and them just doing the most ridiculous wash trading. Binance's compliance failures also led to process hundreds of millions of dollars in transactions originating from darknet marketplaces, including Hydra and crypto mixing services, including Best Mixer. Sometimes Binance's staff would become aware that criminals were using the site, but let them continue anyway, particularly if they were VIP users. That doesn't sound much different than the current financial system that we have, right? I mean, I've done many clips for our regular viewers. You know that I've shown countless times how much money HSBC has laundered through the system, Wells Fargo, among others. So the reality is that Binance, as of right now, wasn't really doing anything different than the traditional finance system. Inside the belly of every exchange is a matching engine, the piece of computer code that helps move coins between buyers and sellers. Binance's engine matched users in the US to those in Iran, sanctioned countries. According to the filing, Binance caused at least 1.1 million illegal transactions worth nearly $900 million. The only solution was to implement KYC on all users, a step they did not fully take until May 2022. CZ and his company were intentionally vague about their HQ for years, with executives hopping between Asia and the Middle East. Their hope was the globetrotting would make Binance more difficult to regulate. So now have an overall picture of what exactly the Department of Justice was going after them for. You'll notice that they didn't really mention any of the shitcoins, right? They didn't mention the fact that people were getting ripped off by, and continue to this day to be ripped off by other exchanges, propping up essentially zombie projects that really don't require a token for that is needed for their product or service. Okay, and unfortunately, in the cases where it is, it's usually a liquidity trap that is designed for the person buying into it to be the exit liquidity. Anyways, so as of right now, it really seems to have to do with where money moved to and from. CZ steps down as CEO, and as we can see here, the news just did not stop coming. Binance names Richard Teng CEO amid Changpeng Zhao's forced departure. That's right. Now, this afternoon, okay, which at the time of this recording was November 21st, there was the Department of Justice brief that was done. I did watch the whole thing. I do think it was a giant nothing burger, but I'll talk about that more at the end. Let's dive into the summary of the conference, right? Because essentially this summarizes why CZ was targeted, why Binance was targeted, and essentially why he is leaving so abruptly and having to pay the fine for the bad things that he did and enabled. 4 major U.S. government officials are announcing cryptocurrency enforcements. That's right. That was the giant nothing burger of this afternoon. Let's dive into the whole summary. The U.S. Department of Justice reported that Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao pleaded guilty to criminal charges. Binance Holdings pleads guilty, agrees to pay over $4 billion to U.S. authorities. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, Binance allowed transactions with ISIS, Al-Qaeda, and Hamas. Binance and Zhao have made incredible profits from breaking federal laws. Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao came to the USA and surrendered. Binance also allowed transactions with Iran, Cuba, and Syria, according to the U.S. Department of Justice. Yellen says, we are taking the largest sanctions action in the history of the U.S. Treasury Department. Binance will report all suspicious transactions to U.S. authorities, which it has insisted on not reporting until now. The supervisory authority will have access to all transactions of Binance. Yellen also states additional penalties may be imposed on Binance. You have to pay a little bit more if you want to continue to play. They're just going to put you in your place, though, first. We're also sending a message to the entire virtual asset world. Virtual asset exchanges must play by the rules. Otherwise, U.S. authorities will step in and get a paycheck. Assistant Attorney General Lisa O. Monaco, if you serve U.S. customers, you must comply with U.S. law. CFTC Chairman, former Binance Compliance Officer Samuel Lim agreed to pay $1.5 million for willful violation of U.S. laws and other violations. Former CEO CZ was fined $150 million. Why do I think this is a giant nothing burger? I think this is a giant nothing burger because to me, it was expected. And again, I'm not saying that like, oh yeah, I'm a fortune teller. I know all this stuff coming up. No, I don't. But if we take a look at the news, right, we see what happened to SVG Bank. We see what happened to Signature. We see what happened to all of these services that crumbled, right? I don't need to go through the whole list. The FTX, Three Arrows Cap, Celsius, all this stuff, right? All of this show that we've been watching has been, what it's been expressing is that the need for the legacy system to come in and provide its regulation, because nothing's ever gone wrong under the watchful eye of the government, the Treasury Department. I mean, we just need to ignore the constant cycles of booms and busts, the fact that we had the mortgage crisis, the dot-com bubble, all these problems, right, that never get solved, the fact that money laundering takes place and that the banks are actually the biggest facilitators of money laundering because they're the only ones that have the rails, okay? That doesn't matter, okay? The regulators need to come in and we need to be saved, right? The stupid peons that we are, we need to be saved. And again, I'm not standing up for CZ saying, oh yeah, like he shouldn't be going through this. He was an okay guy and all that. He didn't do anything wrong. It's the evil government. It's not about any of that. All of that is noise. Okay, it's garbage. What we are watching, all we are watching is, okay, the reins are being moved over from these crypto dudes, all right, these little crypto people, and they're now being shifted to the benevolent, highly intelligent, and always capable bankers, right? The legacy banking system, the legacy investing system, right? All of these people, the JP Morgans, the BlackRocks, right? The people who know how to handle trillions of dollars, they're coming in. And this, what we just saw today, the DOJ, if you ask me, was just a show. Right? We watched a show and we watched the reins get handed off from one party to the next. That's all it is. Because the legacy system, as I've stated in multiple other clips, they've come now to stake their claim. And that's it. They're going to build out the crypto ecosystem as they see fit. Greg hit the nail on the head right here. So is CZ Binance effectively filling the coffers of BlackRock with Bitcoin for their ETF as he is forced to sell Bitcoin to pay his fines? Which is exactly why when I read that, I was like, absolutely. He is just, this is all, it's pay to play. We're watching a show. That's all it is. And so I retweeted and said CZ effectively is handing off the reins to legacy banking after he paid to play and suffered public humiliation. And indeed, yes, this is part of the ritual, right? It's part of the ritual. You get up in front of everyone. They shame you in front of everyone. They make sure that everybody knows you're a piece of crap, right? Because they are not, right? They're not pieces of crap. They're the state. How could they be the garbage? They can't be the garbage. Am I upset about this? I don't really give a shit. I don't shitcoin, so it doesn't really matter to me. I don't really care about Binance. I do think that, and Binance isn't actually going away, right? Like CZ is just stepping down. Somebody else is going to run the show. But I think it again shows, it shows the crapto believers that all of these people that they hoist onto their shoulders, right, as being heroes. CZ is such a hero, all this stuff. It's garbage. You're wasting your time. Stop looking for heroes to prop onto your shoulders, okay? It always ends in disappointment. Don't waste your time. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought of the DOJ announcement. Put your comments below. Like, subscribe. I'm going to catch you all tomorrow.